This way so I can see you guys. How about there?
I'll get there, I promise. Oh, there we go. Welcome to this handbell concert by the Concord Bells, Concord United Methodist Church. My name is Mike Stallings. It is my pleasure to direct this group and to call them friends. Welcome to this Christmas concert. We were thinking today that I believe this is the first time that we have done a Christmas concert with bells. We have played in some other places during Christmas time, but the first concert that we've ever presented before the church. So welcome to this historic first event, I think. You are going to be hearing me talk a lot today. Not that I particularly enjoy hearing myself talk, but because the people behind me need time to set up. There's a lot of things that go on between handbell songs. There's a lot of bells to be moved around, chimes to be moved around, and so part of this is informative. It's meant to be helpful. It's also meant to provide some cover for them. And yes, I am using an orange baton. It has nothing to do with my athletic teams, although it's appropriate, but this is just in the bright lights they can see very well. So it is indeed an orange baton. The song we just finished was Pas de Pan. Pas de Pan is a French carol. It comes from the Burgundy region, and Pas de Pan it's a nonsense word. The text of the carol is basically, it's Christmas time. It should be a festival because God and man are now one. So everybody bring your noisemakers. Somebody bring a drum. Somebody bring a flute. And we're going to make a lot of noise at this Christmas party. And so Pas de Pan is actually meant to sound like a drum. The next piece we're going to play is Lo, How a Rose Ere Blooming. This is actually in our hymnal. And the earliest time that we know that it existed is 1599. It's a German carol. And it was set to a melody written by German composer Michael Praetoris about 10 years after the lyrics were written. The version that we have in our hymnal was translated from the German in about 1894. And this piece uses hand chimes as well as hand bells. Well, what's the difference? A hand chime is like a square tube, and it has a clapper. Both a hand chime and a hand bell are percussion instruments, percussion being defined as something hits something else and makes a sound. And so the hand chime makes a pure tone without a lot of overtones. The bells are sparkly because there's actually lots of frequencies going on at the same time. So I'm going to embarrass someone here. Katie Seagraves, would you play a C chime? Kind of like your doorbell. And then this is a C bell. It's much sparklier is the best word I can come up with, because there's lots of frequencies and overtones that you hear. And so this piece uses both hand chimes and hand bells. This is Lo, How a Rose Ere Blooming. seconds for this to warm up. The next piece we're going to play is a Christmas song that's not a Christmas song. And what I mean, it was written in 1934 by Felix Bernard, and this is Winter Wonderland. And if you think about it, we only hear this song in December. We never hear it in, say, January or February, but the song never once mentions Christmas. All it mentions is snow and winter stuff. However, according to ASCAP, which is one of the licensing agencies for composers and performers, they did a survey in 2017, and Winter Wonderland is the most recorded and played song in the last 50 years. So it's just one of those, it's like the movie It's a Wonderful Life, which is not a Christmas movie, but we only see it at Christmas. This is a song that's a Christmas song that's not really a Christmas song. And what makes this particular arrangement unique is that this includes the verse. Usually we hear the song and it starts with Sleigh Bells Ring, Are You Listening? This has the actual verse that starts the whole thing. So we hope you enjoy Winter Wonderland. we go. There we go. This is another non-Christmas Christmas song, and we have all heard this. It's the Skater's Waltz. It was written in 1882. Look out, I'm going to try German. By German composer Emil Waldteufel. Thank you. There are actually 2 or 3 different waltz melodies in this piece. And you've heard this. This has been used in popular media going back to the silent movies. It was in silent movie scores. It's been in many movie soundtracks, TV soundtracks. It's even been in several video games. And as soon as we start this, you'll recognize it. This is the Skater's Waltz. We have 2 very special things coming up for you now. The first is one of our newer members, Diane O'Brien. Where did she go? Oh, she came up on this side. Diane has a unique talent in that she plays the hammered dulcimer. And so she is going to play Good King Wenceslas on the hammered dulcimer. If we could turn off these lights, that will really help her play. And if you're wondering who Good King Wenceslas was, He was an actual king, we think, from the Bohemia region of Bohemia, and he is a saint because he was reportedly very, very generous. He had a brother, and he and the brother kind of argued over the kingdom, and so Wenceslas said, well, I'll tell you what, we'll split it. I'll give you half, I'll take half. And the brother said, fine, and then the brother said, that's not fine, and had Wenceslas assassinated. And such was life in the 900s. So anyway, he was canonized as a saint because he had a reputation of extreme generosity, and so this is Diane O'Brien with Good King Wenceslas. You may have noticed that in playing bells, most of the ringers confine themselves to playing about 4 bells. Most bell ringers are responsible for 2 notes in the scale. Some, however, play 4 in both hands, 6 in hands, so they play a lot of bells. However, you'll notice that those are little bells, which is an impressive feat. But what we're about to see is a duet with Tammy Bland and Claudia Stallings, where they will be playing a total of, I think, 15 bells. Each one has 7 or 8 bells, and sometimes they have to share bells. So when you play a duet or any kind of small ensemble, you have to be really good friends because you're very likely to bump into the person at least once and ring a wrist or something like that. So they're about to play a medley. It's called A Quiet Christmas of A Silent Night and Away in a Manger. going to continue our theme of Christmas Carol medleys. The next one we're going to play is called Night at the Manger, and it is a combination of Coventry Carol and What Child Is This? Coventry Carol, it has an interesting backstory because it was part of a nativity play several centuries ago. We have a script from this from 1392. Apparently, it was an annual thing in the town of Coventry in England, thus the name, Coventry Carol. And the odd thing is, these were done in the summer. And so only in modern times has Coventry Carol come to be associated as a Christmas carol, which I guess is another theme of a Christmas song that's not a Christmas song. But What Child Is This? Was actually written in 1865, and it was set to the popular English folk song Greensleeves. And some people, I've heard this reported that Greensleeves was written by King Henry VIII for Anne Boleyn. That's a lovely story. It's probably not true. There are some compositional elements in that make it seem more Italian than English. So either Henry was way ahead of his time, or it's just a lovely story. Well, for Henry, not so much for Anne Boleyn. But anyway, this is Night at the Manger. I want to thank you for being here. We're about to play one more song for you. But before we do, I would like to take just a second to introduce the ringers to you. And I'm going to start down here at the bottom while they scramble around getting bells ready. We have Aaron Gibbs and Fred Gibson holding down the bass bells, which are enormously heavy, by the way. And then we have Les Beaver, Alan Seagraves, Betsy Seagraves, Katie Seagraves, Diane O'Brien. We have Lainey Smith. I have to switch sides. Donna Brown, Claudia Stallings, Neri Shunk, and Tammy Bland. Playing handbells is one of the most enjoyable things you can do, and we are trying to rebound as everyone else is from the pandemic. We've been very, very fortunate. This group has been able to practice for how long? A long time. And so we've had a great time doing it. They're just fabulous, fabulous musicians who've put in so many hours of work. If you are at all interested in playing handbells, I can tell you it's easy to learn, tough to master. But we would like to resurrect some of the choirs that we had earlier. We had a beginning adult choir, which we would like to form again, and we also had a children's young persons choir, which we hope to start again in 2022. So if you are interested in ringing handbells, it is a great amount of fun. Just send me an email, give me a call here at the church. I'll be happy to give you some more information. I might even let you pick one up and ring it. It's really not that hard to learn. So hope that you will take advantage of that. The last song we're going to play is, again, one of those songs that we hear around Christmas, but it's not really a Christmas song. But what is Christmas without toys? I mean, that's really our first memory of Christmas. And so the final song we're going to play is a medley called Christmas Toys on Parade. It has 3 songs. It has March of the Toys and Toyland, which were written by Victor Herbert. Victor Herbert was a German cellist, actually, who immigrated to America and became a great composer of light opera. This was a big thing back at the turn of the century. And one of the ones that he wrote was Babes in Toyland. And if you are of a certain age, say mine or older, you probably remember around Christmas time there was a black and white film that they used to show almost every day with Laurel and Hardy called Babes in Toyland. Well, that was the story. That was the opera that they made into a movie. And so the first 2 songs, March of the Toys and Toyland, come from that operetta. The third song in the medley is Parade of the Wooden Soldiers, which was originally written as a solo piano piece. Some of you may have played that. It is by Leon Jessel. We hope that you enjoy Christmas Toys on Parade. Thank you so much for coming this afternoon. I hope it's been an enjoyable concert, and we look forward to doing another one for you in the spring. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of your Christmas celebration. We hope we have made it a little brighter and a little sparklier. Go in peace, and thank you.